Breaking the glass ceiling is not a new concept for women in their professional journeys, but there are some trailblazing women who led the way and set the standard for so many of us. One such example, television news pioneer Connie Chung. She's the second woman ever and the first Asian American woman to co-anchor a major network weekday broadcast. But her journey to the pinnacle of journalism and her dream job wasn't easy. She worked her way up from being a copy girl at a local news station, trudging through the boys' club of a 70s newsroom to anchoring alongside Dan Rather at the CBS Evening News. Joining me now, a personal hero of mine, Connie Chung. She's out with this incredible memoir, Connie, a memoir. And I could just sit here for the next 5 minutes and just look at you and listen to you. But Connie, I want others to learn from you. Let's really speak frankly, too, so that the women, and especially my daughter who's watching and other young women that are tuning in, that they can understand how important your journey was. You've attributed part of your success in network news to working longer and harder than anyone and your ability to swear and drink like a veteran newsman. But talk a little bit about that boys' club that you had to work through to even get to the CBS Evening News chair.
Well, congratulations to you, Katie, for working through the boys' club. Because you're a lawyer and you had to go through all the difficult barriers that you had among also, just like me, a sea of men, not only in law, but in broadcasting as well. And I know you've clawed your way here and there and you kept going and going. So actually, you know too keenly what it's like. The only difference is that I did it 100 years ago because I'm an old fart. And it was in the late 60s, early 70s that I found myself in the news business because I wanted to be. But I realized that I was among men everywhere I looked, not only in the newsroom, but my competitors, the other reporters were men. And the people I was covering in Washington, D.C. were all men. That's changed a bit in our nation's capital, but government has not changed in many ways. It's dominated on Capitol Hill, at the State Department, at the White House, of course, and Pentagon, all men, really. If you look closely, it's not hard to find a white male. So I decided, since I was this aardvark, I was the only Asian, certainly, and maybe one of two women here and there. I decided, well, I'll just see myself as a guy, too. So I acted like them in many ways. I mean, I took pages from their playbook. I was tough, and I had bravado. I had self-confidence. I don't know where I got it from, but I swore, I drank, I was a badass, I'm telling you, and I, in many ways, remain that way. That's my family, my parents and 4 older sisters.
Well, you continue to be a badass, Connie Chung, and that's the reason why so many of us want to say thank you for breaking the glass ceiling, but also the bamboo ceiling. I think it's important to talk about the fact that my last name is Phang, P-H-A-N-G. Your last name is Chung, C-H-U-N-G. It is not often that people get to tune into the news and see that kind of last name. As Asian American women, you've inspired so many not only to name their kids and their daughters Connie, but also so many of us to want to continue to do what you're doing. But again, let's speak frankly, there hasn't been that much progress when it's come to women in journalism. And there certainly has not been that much progress when it comes to Asian American men or women in journalism.
Yes.
Where has it gone wrong and how do we make it better?
It's very, very tough. It's a tough nut to crack. I mean, it's just like politics. It's just like law firms. It's just like corporations. It's just like hospital administrations. You really can look at them and determine very easily that that men are still dominating the entire world, except in certain countries, and then in other countries, it's a case of women not having any rights. So it's an age-old issue for us, particularly Asians, I think, because we wear our race on our face. And even if people think we're foreign, I mean, they'll say to us, "Where are you from?" And if I say Washington, D.C., where I was born, they say, "No, where are you really from?" And they mean China. And because we look the way we do, we really are still considered foreigners, which is really daunting and puzzling. And I mean, many times I've had people say to me, if I would actually stop by a cop for speeding,
Yeah.
he'll say, "I know you don't speak English very well, but, assume." Katie, this was just before COVID. I went to, I get to get my nails done, I went to the local manicure place in New York, and it's mostly Korean women.
Yes.
All Korean women who were the manicurists. And I used to go there a lot. And I was hanging up my coat, and some woman came up to me, a white woman, and said, "I don't have very much time. All I want is a manicure. How long do I have to wait?" And I went, whoa. And I had just gotten these two big awards, Giants of Broadcasting and Woman of the Year. And I was feeling, I'm not chopped liver. I'm rocking now. And I was walking into the manicure place, and then it just, boom, brought me right down to reality.
I will tell you this. You are a personal hero of mine. You continue with your honesty and your transparency. This book means so much to so many of us, and it doesn't make a difference if you're Asian or not. Your memoir is giving the life lessons that we all need to instill, and that I want my little girl to grow up to emulate, and I want her to be a Connie Chung. Let me tell you something as I say goodbye to you, my friend. When they say, "Oh, you're like Connie Chung," you know what I say? Damn straight.
What?
I am like Connie Chung. Exactly. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Katie. I'm so proud of you. You go girl, because you really you've worked it. And just because you do a good job, that eliminates race, color, gender, everything. You're doing it right.
Thank you. I'm glad that I'm making you proud. Connie Chung, thanks for being here.
Thank you.